Well, hello everyone, welcome to a new random video, and on this video we're back to do a totally different video than the usual. I'm here to do my top 10 of my favorite The Walking Dead characters. I just want to make sure that you guys realize this. It's my top 10, okay? It's totally my opinion. You guys are free to have a different opinion. I know a few of you will disagree with some characters that I have here, but be sure, it's my opinion. But I don't want to hold this video too long. We're gonna straight jump to the character number 10. And of course, just know that this video is gonna contain spoilers of the whole series, so if you haven't watched The Walking Dead yet, just don't watch this video yet. That's it, guys. So at number 10, I put one character that not too many people like him, but I know a few people that kinda enjoy him, which is Carl. Carl is basically in here for a few simple reasons. He, since the beginning of The Walking Dead, he was that character that we had that was the future of the humankind. We all looked at what the hell am I saying? Carol, no. We all looked at Carl or Coral like he was the future. He was the kid that if the survivors managed to keep him alive, he would be the future of the humankind. You know, he would find a girl, he would reproduce, and so on. He was the future. But as we saw at the season 8, yeah, things were cut a bit short. If you don't know, the actor Chandler Riggs, he said on an interview or internet, I don't know, that he didn't know he was gonna die until a few days before he was gonna die. Yeah, it was thing that was totally thought a few days before it actually happened. And my god, it was probably the dumbest decision that AMC ever did in The Walking Dead, killing Carl. But at least they did a beautiful kill. It was a beautiful episode, the episode that Carl died, but it still was a dumb decision. Oh my god. But at least, thanks to Rick and Judith, I'm gonna talk about them later, his legacy of the future still stand up. We had Rick ending the war against Negan, and instead of killing Negan, yeah, in case you didn't realize, Rick just didn't kill Negan at the last episode of season 8 because of Carl. That's what Carl wanted. Carl didn't want Rick to kill Negan. He wanted to make Negan a part of the society. And that's what Rick did. He put Negan in jail, and he was part of the society as an example for future enemies that would show up. That's, yeah, we fought against this guy and he lost. You want to be next? That's basically why Negan was in jail. But yeah, basically everything about Carl is this. So let's go for number 9. And at number 9, I got a character that not too many people remember him, at least not nowadays, because it's been quite a while since he's gone. But I'm talking about Tyreese. Yes, do you still remember Tyreese? Well, Tyreese is here for one simple reason. That guy was just too good of a person. The moment he was with the governor, we knew that that guy was a good person, but he was just a random character that was there. He had no development, he was just a random good person. I'm a random person, and he was the random good person. After he got some development and joined Rick's group, we knew that that guy was something else. He had all those things in the prison. He lost his girlfriend, he went crazy, he wanted to kill everyone. Not everyone, but the person that killed, but he punched Rick. Yeah, things happen. But he had his reasons. Come on, you know, if you were on his place, you probably would feel like that. But after prison went out, he was the one that took care of the two girls, which I don't remember the name. He took care of Judith. Then he eventually found out Carol, but damn, that guy was good. And then he ended up dying to help Noah. Do you guys still remember Noah? Yeah. Tyreese was bitten, just trying to help Noah to find his family. My god, that guy was too good-hearted for the zombie apocalypse. But that's basically why I put him here at number 9. But moving on to number 8, we got a character that is a bit controversial. I'm talking about Morgan. Why is he controversial? Well, first of all, he's a character that comes and goes. That guy shows up at the first episode of the whole series, at the pilot, and then he disappears. And then he shows up again at the episode 12 of season 3, and then he disappears. And then he shows up on a few after credits, the post credits scenes on the second half of season 5, and then on the last episode of season 5 he comes back to the main cast, and after season 8 he disappears and he goes to Fear the Walking Dead, probably to never return again, we don't know. But yeah, this character just comes and goes, but the reason why he's here is because he had a huge development as a character. The first episode, he was just a normal guy trying to protect his son. When he showed up on the episode 12 of season 3, he was completely different. That guy went crazy. He lost his son, and he was with all those things of I must clean. He was totally psychopath. He wanted to kill everybody. And then something happened between him on season 3 and what we knew in season 5. Then in season 6 we knew what happened, all those cheesemaker things, which, my god, that episode was beautiful. A lot of people don't give a damn about that episode. I love that episode of a cheesemaker. And then basically Morgan on that episode, he went from the guy that wanted everyone dead to the character that wanted everyone alive. Like he said, all life is precious. And my god, he was so right about that. And then he basically fought in the war, trying to kill the less people as possible. Ended up killing a few people just because he had to. But he knew that even the people that he killed were precious. And then we had these goodbyes that were not shown on The Walking Dead itself. They were shown on Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, if you don't know. Rick and Michonne and all of those guys, they showed up at I think it's the first episode of season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. It's basically saying goodbye to Morgan, and then Morgan goes to the main cast of Fear the Walking Dead. But yeah, it was a beautiful goodbye actually. But this is all I have to say about Morgan. Pretty solid character actually. But moving on to number 7. So at number 7 I got King, our king, Ezekiel. And now the leader of Commonwealth too. I know he's no longer a king. Well, now he's a leader, not a king. I don't know what to call him. But even after the kingdom fell, till the ending of the Walking Dead, I continued calling him King Ezekiel. To me, he's still a king. So Ezekiel, from the first episode he showed up, he became my favorite character pretty fast. For a few reasons. That guy was really optimistic. And he was the only leader that was still standing against Negan, and he was going pretty good. While Negan was making Hilltop slaves, making Alexandria slaves, the kingdom was pretty fine, just because Ezekiel was a damn good leader. If you don't realize, Rick's leadership is nothing compared to Ezekiel's leadership. That guy is so good as a leader. Ezekiel managed to make his own deal with the Saviors that basically kept him alive and all his community alive. And even after the kingdom was dead, that guy just kept smiling, like he says, and still I smile. That guy was so optimistic, and he's another character that The Walking Dead was really needing. Thank God he didn't die on the spikes like it happens in the comics. Ezekiel, he was the character that The Walking Dead was needing. And one thing that I need to know. One thing that I need to say is the Shiva. Few people now remember about Shiva. Shiva was one of the biggest importance on Ezekiel. What am I saying? My tongue is just breaking up. One of the most important things to Ezekiel, and to the whole The Walking Dead. When Shiva was alive, Shiva was, my god, we were watching a tiger. That guy has his own tiger as a pet. That guy's awesome. But then Shiva eventually dies in a very sad episode. And after that, Ezekiel kind of falls down. That's why after that episode, I kind of went for my favorite character that is still till the ending of The Walking Dead, my favorite character, which we're gonna see later. But but yeah, Ezekiel was always that guy that The Walking Dead needed. Let's move on for the number 6. So at number 6 we got her, the lady with a katana, Michonne. So what can I say about Michonne? She was also a character with a very good development. That's probably one of the main reasons I have her here. But the main reason why I have her here is it's really stupid. But it's simply because she has a katana. Yeah. I love to see Michonne just slicing. It's slicing? Is how it's said? Like cutting zombies. It's my god. That must be therapeutic. How I wanted to be on that The Walking Dead apocalypse and have a katana just to be slicing up those zombies, the walkers. My god, that is awesome. But still, Michonne had a really good evolution. We met her at the last episode of season 2, although we didn't know it was her. It was her. And then on season 3 we had her as a character that was like a pretty closed up character. She didn't speak much. She was not like to trust easy on people, and we later knew why. Basically, on season 4, while she is with Carl and she has a better relationship with Rick and Carl, she speaks that she had a kid, a baby kid, that died at the beginning of the apocalypse. And oh my god, that must be devastating. I can't imagine how a mom must feel knowing that your kid died, devoured by walkers. That must be awful. But eventually Michonne grew up a lot as a character. She became a lot more optimistic in the world. She was the one that wanted to come to Alexandria. Rick was kinda, I'm not sure if I want to, but Michonne, yes, we must go. We need a better world. And then on episode 10 of season 6, she begins her relationship with Rick, which was the thing that everybody wanted back then. Oh, the Rishun! Oh my god. But yeah, that's basically Michonne. I love her katana. Let's go to number 5. Now, on number 5, this is probably one of the reasons. There are two reasons in this video that I know I'm gonna get some hate. But the biggest reason is because of this. Yeah, I don't put Daryl at number 1. Now, Daryl is here at number 5 of my favorite character. Why? Because I just don't see why people love Daryl that much. Like, I know he's a good guy, and I can see he's damn badass with his motorcycle, his crossbow, and all, but I don't see why people like him more than Rick. More than, I don't know, more than a few characters that I'm gonna show up. Why? Like, I was the first of my group of friends to start watching The Walking Dead, and I never grew much attached to Daryl, but when my friends started watching and I asked them, which one is your favorite character? And all of them would say, Daryl. And I was like, why? Why do you guys like Daryl so much? I don't understand. I feel like I'm the only one that likes Daryl but doesn't have him as his favorite character. I don't know. But one of the things that I enjoy about Daryl is his personality. He was always that loner wolf, the lonely wolf. That's basically the most important thing that I like on him. One of the things that also made me don't enjoy him that much as people like is after Rick's last episode. He had much more camera attention. He became almost like the protagonist after Rick's not death, but you know what I'm saying. Uh, and he couldn't stand up for what Rick was. He couldn't, just couldn't. One of the things that definitely helped them was a dog. Yeah, I know everyone liked the dog. I couldn't care much about the dog, but it definitely helped Daryl as a character. But one another thing that really helped him as a character was his relationship with Carol. My god, those two are awesome together. I remember back in the beginning when people were like, oh, Daryl and Carol are gonna be a couple. I was like, no, they're more like best friends thing. What I felt like Daryl would be a couple was with Connie. I really felt that Daryl could end up with Connie, but no. Well, but it's fine. But yeah, his relationship with Carol, those best friends, they're awesome together. But this is basically everything that I have to say about Daryl. He always was really awesome, but definitely not my favorite character. Now let's move to number 4. At number 4, we got a character that died a long time ago. I'm talking about Hershel. My god, I love that old man. Hershel was basically another character that was what The Walking Dead was needing back then. When everybody was losing their minds to the apocalypse, becoming killing machines, Hershel was the one that was keeping them together. If you don't realize, after Hershel's death, Rick went totally insane. He became the Rick of season 5. If Hershel would still be alive, he wouldn't become that. But yeah, Hershel was basically the mind state of The Walking Dead when we were in season 4. Do you remember Hershel in season 4? That old man was badass. He was treating everybody when that sickness was in the prison. My god, that old man. I really like Hershel. It put me really sad when I saw him die. I was really enjoying him. And then after his death, we saw him in an hallucination on Rick's last episode. My god, that moment was enough to put tears in some people's eyes. I know that, and it was even more sad to know that that was the last thing that Scott Wilson, the actor that plays Hershel, recorded before he passed. He passed a few weeks after we recorded that, and my god, that's even more devastating to know that. But yeah, Hershel was just such a good character, and he's a character that definitely can't be forgotten. But let's move on to the top 3. So at number 3 we got a surprise. You guys probably never thought I was gonna put this character in here, but I am. Say hello to Judith Grimes, and I'm talking about Judith after season 9. I'm talking about the grown-up Judith, not baby Judith, because we can't really put baby Judith as a main character. But yeah, Judith, or should I call her Little Ass Kicker, after Carl's death, she became what Carl was, the hope for a better future. And opposite to what Carl made, because basically Carl gave the idea of the better future, Rick succeeded it, but he wouldn't be able to make it if it wasn't for Judith. Judith, till the last episode of The Walking Dead, she was that hope that we had of the future of The Walking Dead. Tell me if you weren't watching The Walking Dead like a big fan when you were like in season 9 and you were thinking, my god, imagine if this series goes to like season 20 and we see Judith becoming the protagonist of The Walking Dead. We were seeing a protagonist being grown up, but then eventually The Walking Dead ended up in season 11. But yeah, but even knowing that, I really enjoy Judith. She's like Hershel was the most badass old man. Judith is the most badass kid I've ever seen. She was brilliant. And we could also see her growing up with Daryl after Rick went on the last episode. Michonne went away to look for Rick and she was kept alone. My god, that was really sad. We remember that moment on season 11 that Judith is on the church with Daryl and she's basically putting everything out, saying she feels abandoned and she doesn't want Daryl to also go. And on the last episode of The Walking Dead, we see Daryl going, oh my god, I can't believe Judith is left alone once again. My god, that kid, but everyone that stays with her eventually goes away, and it's really sad. But yeah, I love Judith, and that's everything that I have to say about her. Let's move to number 2. So the number 2 has no surprises. Maybe the only surprise is you probably thought I was gonna put him in first place, since I didn't put Daryl in first place. But it's Rick. Yeah, Rick is in second place. Um, what can I say about Rick? He was a protagonist of the entire series. Since the first episode to his last episode, we could see him his evolution. He became from a guy that woke up in an hospital bath knowing nothing of what's going on to a guy that was looking for his family. He found his wife and kid. Then he became a leader of a small group that ended up being a big group fighting others big groups. He found a new family, a family of friends that he called his family. He fought a huge group, the Saviors, and after that he ended up with his last episode in peace. If you realize the last episode, although he had to fight for his life and all of that, he was pretty much in peace. If you watch the first episode of season 9, that's the most peaceful episode you can watch of The Walking Dead. It's really peaceful. But yeah, one thing that I have to mention is Rick would probably not be this high if it wasn't for Rick of season 5. That Rick with beard, my god, that guy was badass. I never met no one that said they didn't enjoy Rick on the second half of season 4 and season 5. The Rick that was a killing machine. My god, that guy was awesome. But yeah, once again, he was the one that brought hope, probably due to Carl at the end of the war with the Saviors. But he created a better future, even for moments after his death. People were following his dreams, or the Carl's dreams, but they were implemented by Rick. And then we had this last episode, which was a beautiful episode, a beautiful goodbye to the actor. But yeah, this is Rick, our hero of the stories, basically. If it wasn't for Rick, there would be no The Walking Dead at all. But now, let's move on to my first place. And on my first place, yeah, I have him. The most badass character I've ever seen, ever, at any place. Negan. My god, if you don't have Negan at your first place, you're probably just a Maggie fan, or just still traumatized with Glenn's death, which I can understand. Like, if you are like a really Maggie fan, I can understand you like not forgiving Negan, but at least you have to recognize that he's a better person today and he deserves forgiveness. Even though you can't forgive him, you know he deserves forgiveness. Accept that. What can I say about Negan? He was the character that brought us that episode that traumatized everyone, the first episode of season 7. My god, that episode. We were all devastated after watching that. That episode destroyed the characters in the show. They were devastated, and so were us. We were destroyed. But even after that, I could slowly start enjoying Negan, because although he was the villain, he was a really good comedic relief. My god, that guy was sarcastic and I enjoyed him for that. And then he had all that Lucille thing that, although I knew the comics, I knew why he called Lucille, but few people didn't know. Then we had him starting to tell stories about his wife that was called Lucille, that his first wife was his main wife and the most important thing that ever happened to him. And then we had the Here's Negan episode that basically explained everything. And my god, that episode is beautiful. And after that, even before that, we had Negan starting his redemption. But after the Here's Negan episode, Negan went full on his redemption. And yeah, if I can understand Maggie, like she said, one of the last things she said to Negan, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something like, I I can't forgive you, but I don't remember. I actually don't remember what she said, but it's probably gonna show up here in the video. But yeah, that's it. I can understand Maggie's point of view. I mean, Negan killed her husband. It's devastating. I would probably be like her if I was her. But I have to say, I take Negan's side. I take Negan's side. He is basically what Morgan said. Every life is precious, and he proved it. He was an awful person that became a beautiful person. But yeah, that's everything I have to say about Negan and about all of this video. Well, guys, this is the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like. Tell me if you agree with my top 10. If you don't, leave in the comments your top 10. And guys, I'll see you in the next video, which if it's not on the next video, I'm gonna do my top 10 of my favorite episodes of The Walking Dead. It's gonna be one of the next videos, so stay tuned if you wanna see that. And guys, I'll see you the next video. Bye.